C. Aggie Brockman, CA. I'm reading from Chief Dragi's territory in the Northwest Territories. I'm honored to be reading the section on Metis and Inuit education, found on pages 197 to 198 of the TRC Executive Summary. Provincial and territorial schools are the only option for Métis students, other Aboriginal children without recognized status, and those First Nation and Inuit children who do not live on reserves or who do live on reserves but attend provincial schools. Their educational outcomes are not significantly better than those who attend First Nation schools on reserves or in their home community. Jurisdictional disputes between the federal and provincial governments over responsibility for Métis education continue to be a major obstacle to ensuring that Métis people have control over the education of their young people. The Métis remain without recognized jurisdiction and authority, even though they have equal protection under Section 35 of the Constitution. The result is that Métis children generally are educated in public or Catholic school systems in which school boards are not specifically held accountable for the education needs of Métis children. The Commission believes all levels of government should consult with Métis parents, communities, and national organizations to provide Métis-specific educational programming. Inuit students face one of the largest gaps in terms of educational attainment. A disproportionately high number of Northern parents are residential school survivors or intergenerational survivors. Inuit are among Canada's youngest citizens, with a median age of 22. In response to the intense needs of its young population, Inuit peoples have been leading the way to dramatic change. Inuit education is on the cusp of significant transformation, with some of the most promising models for self-governing education coming out of northern communities. But these changes have not been without obstacles. Some regions have a greater capacity to develop the necessary resources than others. A shortage of bilingual educators is one of the greatest barriers to expanding bilingual education in Inuit schools. There is also a lack of teaching and reading materials in Inuit languages. Another major problem is the lack of supports, both within and outside the education system, that are necessary to ensure student success. Inuit educators have long recognized that it's important to begin working with children as early as possible, but the North lacks good quality daycare and preschool spaces. Masicho.